It sounds like, again, because this is so specific, I'm wondering, I'm kind of throwing you a curveball here, but do you think there's anything that people could do if they wanted to start this on their own? I know you offer a program, and I want to ask you about that a little bit, an online program that maybe people can reach out to you if they're interested. But is there anything that people could, if they're resonating with this, could do on their own without speaking to you first, just kind of in the meantime?
Sure. Yeah. And that's why I love doing things like this, is because there wasn't information for me out there that was free and easy and available. And so I love doing talks like this, and a big component of why I've built my work and my practice the way that I have is to be able to get that information out there as much as possible, like the basic foundational stuff. And so one of the key things that I recommend, like I said, is seeking safety within oneself. And so these ways can be done through mindfulness. Bodyfulness was actually a new term that I kind of came to here this weekend, where there's a connection to the body in a safe way that helps us find that neutrality, or at least find a pleasant sensation. Because oftentimes we find ourselves shifting to an unpleasant place. So anxiety comes up and we notice it in our chest, or we just notice our mind is like buzzing. And so I help clients just notice, okay, you might have that going on, but what else in your body do you notice? What other sensations are neutral or maybe even pleasant? Like, are your knees neutral? Is like your earlobe, is that a neutral space? Or if for some people getting into their bodies might be difficult, it's hard, it's a new language. So I might have them experience like, what does it feel like when I pick up this pen and I just notice the sensations of it? Like, what sensations am I experiencing? And that is a connection to the present moment that brings a sense of neutrality in our focus, as well as the unpleasant sensations. So a specific exercise is I encourage using any of the 5 senses to help them bring a presence to the present moment by picking up an orange, or like, those cuties, like the little like tangerines. Yeah. And like feel it in their hand, smell it, open it up, like listen to what it sounds like as you peel it, like wait to put it in your mouth and then put it in your mouth, and just notice all the sensations that are coming up. And what that does is it teaches the nervous system a sense of regulation. Because when the nervous system is in an anxious place or is stressed, then it's in a dysregulated state. And that's where we have a lot of muscle tension, a lot of tissue inflammation, and a lot of anxiety. And so when we regulate it by utilizing the 5 senses to be in the present moment, then we help calm the nervous system down, and it can be in a space where it feels safe and connected to the present moment, and everything kind of, the system just amps down a little bit. So that's one of the things.
So I guess, so you're using an object to just ground yourself and bring yourself into the now, so that you can calm all the chatter, essentially.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And I think a key component that I always really emphasize, because mindfulness is one thing, but the emphasis is on noticing the sensations in the body that are neutral or pleasant. So not only bringing the present moment focus, but how does that impact me? Because that starts to build the brain pathways. And I think that's a really big component that's missing in a lot of mindfulness exercises. So I really emphasize that, of like, how's my body experiencing this sense of mindfulness?
Yeah, that's interesting. So you're learning, okay, I get this. What I'm feeling right now is I love getting people to know their bodies. Through what I do, through the work that I do. I love having them improve their body awareness, their physical body awareness of where their core muscles actually are, how it feels when you're breathing correctly, how it feels to lift correctly, how it feels to do all of these body things. But you're almost incorporating also how it feels in your mind, like the connection of like how it feels to be calm in your mind a little bit, maybe kind of a mind awareness rather than a body awareness.
Yes. And I think too, because a lot of women who have experienced some sort of difficulty in their pelvic floor and their core, that they might not even have a connection to it. And so many of us are just like living in our heads, that this is almost a step before even starting to notice the pelvic floor area or the core, that there might be such a disconnect that almost everybody understands what it feels like to have anxiety in the mind. And so it's it's an easier route in that most people can try to connect with. So if I have clients who I'm inviting them to notice what's happening in their pelvic floor, a lot of times I get this like blank,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So then we start external.
Yeah, this is amazing.